I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks. They're just a trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a looking for another load. Well, it's a family tradition, any Rocky Mountain day. Our fathers before us showed us the way. We worked for asphalt cowboys and concrete kings, but that's never been a problem, cause we got diesel in our veins. We've got diesel in our veins. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Channel 23 podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to reach out and touch the fleet, to engage and inform everyone with all things JFW. Good morning, Jim White, Super Dave Weldon, and J.R. Sands.
Buenos días, lagañosas.
Morning, everybody.
Top of the day your way, drivers.
Man, what a start to the morning.
It's been interesting.
We got some really good waves right now.
Good. So everybody knows we're using a new laptop or a replacement laptop temporarily.
We're going to talk about that in the discussion, what happened last week. And this week will be better.
Awesome.
And all the weeks moving forward.
Definitely.
So, all right, let's kick it off. Hey, yesterday was election day. Did you guys vote?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Ran my ballots in yesterday morning.
So did I.
I think I voted 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Yeah, Dave voted a while ago, but you know how in tune he is with that. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's kick it off with the pledge.
I
pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we say the trucker prayer, we just want to keep a few of our family members in mind. Mark Nachkunst, he had lost his wife recently. Anthony Harper just recently lost his grandson. And for those of you who knew Big John, he had lost his daughter a few weeks ago. So keep them in mind, please.
Absolutely.
Yep.
In my prayers, you guys.
Lord Jesus Christ, thank you for this day and the work in front of us. Watch over our drivers, our fleet, and every family connected to us. Keep us mindful, patient, and steady in every decision we make on the road. If it's your will, keep us safe from accidents and harm, and bring us home to our families at the end of the day. Be with those who are sick, bring healing, strength, and peace. No matter what comes, teach us to trust you in all things. We give you the glory, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
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 Man, bring us home to our families at the end of the day. Like, we've talked about this before. Nothing's ever guaranteed. You got to really think about that. You know?
You do. The hello, the goodbye, the I love you, the have a great day. That might be the last word spoken some days. And
it's something that resonates almost every day for me, you know. And you don't have to be going out driving a truck up to Wyoming and back. You could just be going down the street to an office job or something.
I mean,
it
I know.
could happen at any time.
You could literally be walking across the street.
I mean, we can talk about Big John because it was in the news. I've talked to Big John the whole bit.
Yeah.
I mean, just like you're saying, Dave, his daughter and his fiance was walking down the sidewalk. I think that was down Terry Creek or
Littleton,
out in Highlands Ranch.
Highlands Ranch,
Highlands
that's what I'm
Ranch,
after, was Highlands Ranch. And a drunk driver came off the street and ran her over, her and her fiance. I mean, you can't get any minding your own business than that.
Yeah,
you know?
and that sidewalk, did you see it on the news? It was there was all this grass in between the curb and the sidewalk. It wasn't like right on the road.
Yeah, it's a tragedy. You got that, Jam, you know, that you don't know how it's going to change. And I was just going to say that I just have a good friend that's going through a divorce. And I just used one of your sayings on her, that we're messy people. We're just messy people, and you know, we have messy lives because of this other stuff too, that the tragedies, not alone how we mess it up.
Right.
So yeah.
I think the unfortunate thing with John's daughter is they say it looked intentional.
Yes.
Yep, I heard that too.
Yeah.
And the guy had quite a record of drunk driving, no license, been in jail. I mean, it's for everything we try to protect and the government sticks their nose in, and then we have this that we're sticking our nose in, and we still didn't do a good job.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, it's such a tragedy, though, too, and it happens so much when a bad person takes out a good person or people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an accident, and then there's this.
Right.
Yeah. Terrible.
As a reminder, anything you hear on today's podcast is not the opinion of JFWs. It's just the opinion of the four men in this room, including yours, JR.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, and our opinions before we started should not be podcast material.
Hopefully I realize where to delete those out. Episode 235 had 231 downloads. We were at 118.4 thousand total downloads, and we have 1,005 followers.
That's awesome. Good stats. And we continue to go up with the followers, right?
Yeah, I think we only went up a couple this last week. We
Yeah.
broke 1,000 last week.
Made a pretty good jump from the 900s, though.
Yeah, we had one week we jumped 100 listeners
Hmm.
somehow. Yeah, I don't know if they're in Pakistan or
Where we picked the group up at.
where they're
Another
at.
trucking company listening. Maybe we're helping somebody out. Be
Could
better. Be better drivers.
We did have a call yesterday. I know, JR, I don't think you fielded the call yet, but gentlemen saw us on Bulk Loads on YouTube and wanted to talk to us about our safety program because they want to do something similar over there.
Huh? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love to.
Yep.
That's where we can be a teacher and an example, and there's nothing better than that.
I mean, they're peers, right?
Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
doing the same thing out on the road, and I believe it was Palumbo Trucking,
Hmm.
something like that. So
Your
From
attitude,
Ohio, huh?
your attitude about it today is different. You're like,
What?
we're not helping them.
it's a secret of ours. That's what's making us better. I did say that.
You do want to do that, right, JR? Like,
Yeah.
no, that's ours, but
No.
It's like
you
a
know,
chef's secret recipe, you know?
right?
Sure.
But man, we
Trade
want,
secret.
There
we
you
want
go.
people to be safe. You know, that's the killer of it.
We'll give you everything we're doing except for the secret sauce.
Yeah, no secret, no secret sauce. That's in the safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Let's see. Super Dave, do you know what you call a horse with insomnia?
No, I don't. I could make something up, but it would be stupid.
A throw sleeper. I don't know.
Mm,
Thoroughbred. I don't know.
Pretty good.
I don't know.
A nightmare.
A nightmare. Okay.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, that's another one of those too easy. Nightmare. Oh, good one, Jeff.
Has to be a female horse, though, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, in this day and age.
So, like, yeah. Could be changed, right?
Somebody should tell a joke.
All right. I know. We're still getting pretty close here. We'll see how the week finishes out on getting our temporary CO and stuff. But I did some moving jokes. So
Oh,
Okay.
great.
to fit the weeks coming up here.
Joke's on you. I'm going to get sick.
I'm calling out.
Somebody say moving? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't,
Oh, man. Why did the fridge refuse to move?
Because it wasn't running.
That's
Ooh.
pretty close. Yeah.
It's been running all night.
It didn't want to lose its cool.
Ah.
And then moving is just a socially acceptable way to hoard boxes without judgment.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. Every time somebody moves, hey, anybody got boxes?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right. And then packing is just adult level Tetris.
Mm.
So
Ooh,
we might,
that's good.
Yeah.
right? We
Very true.
might be doing some of that.
Remember packing my mom's station wagon in the summer, when we were going down to the cottage for the weekends and stuff. And she would always have me do it because I did it so well.
And then
It's in your blood.
I told my moving boxes a secret. They didn't spill a word.
Oh.
Mm.
Ooh.
And then my last one to end up on this. So I tried to pack my feelings, but they didn't fit in the box.
Oh,
You're overflowing.
Overflowing.
colorful.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Very good. Very good.
Huh.
Well,
I just picture compartmentalizing my feelings in this box, in that box, in that box. I have a lot of boxes with feelings in them.
Which one did you mark fragile, Jim?
None of them. Well, they're fragile, but not like a flower, more like a bomb.
Just gotta make sure you wrap them up in bubble wrap.
Yeah,
Very
there was a
nicely.
couple peanuts jokes. The little
Oh, the little
foam
styrofoam
peanuts
things?
one. Yeah, there was like to prove it can be safety, but irritating all at the same time or something like that.
No.
The peanuts get
yeah,
everywhere.
those things get static.
Oh
and they
man,
just
they're
stick to you.
terrible. They're stuck to you. Yeah.
Good ones.
Well,
Will?
with 4th of July coming up, I have some 4th of July ones here. Why do fireworks always get invited to the best holiday parties? Anybody?
They're the life of the party, height of the party,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
bang of the party. I don't know.
You're close. Because they're always down to get lit and make bad decisions.
that may be the thing after getting moved is down to be getting lit.
You're gonna get a
Might
little more
use some of those
spicier here.
bottles of liquor over there.
we don't have to move them, Jim. Just throw them away. No, I mean we can drink them and throw them away. Not just throw them away.
Gotcha.
What does a cheap firework and a bad lover have in common?
They're duds.
Well, they both fizzle out after 3 seconds, leaving you disappointed in the dark.
There we go.
That's cold,
some
bud.
That's some of that dark humor.
Yeah.
And then this last one. Why is the 4th of July just like a one-night stand?
Has to be back to just a big bang and goes out
Fizzle out,
quickly or
yeah.
something. Fizzle. It has to be along those.
There are a lot of loud bangs, plenty of premature explosions, and by morning, you're left with a massive headache and a yard full of trash.
That's crazy.
Those are good
That
ones.
is good.
Good.
Well, I don't know if I can follow those. I just picked out some good riddles. I guess you could call them dad riddles. So a couple of them are easy. A couple of them are just entertaining. So a man was outside without a hat or an umbrella in the pouring rain, and he didn't get a single hair on his head wet. Why?
Say that one more time. Sorry.
A man who was outside without a hat or umbrella in the pouring rain didn't get a single hair on his head wet.
He's bald.
Correct. He was bald. You see a boat filled with people, yet there isn't a single person on board. How is that possible?
They're all down below.
Nope.
See a bunch
A
of
lot
people
of
on a
people
boat.
on a boat, but they're not on board.
Not a person on board. Not a single person on board.
Oh, they're all
Oh,
couples.
they're all couples.
Yes. See, I had to line it out for you guys. That's not
Yeah.
fair.
Thanks for your help.
You walk into a room that contains a match, a kerosene lamp, a candle, and a fireplace. What would you light first?
Sounds like an arsonist.
One more time. A match.
No.
Come
A
on.
match.
Match, a kerosene lamp, and a fireplace.
There was one other thing.
The match.
No, there wasn't one other thing. You're trying to dig it out of me again. I'm not falling for that.
Well, you got to read it again.
Well, you'd light the match first, of course. You walk into a room that contains a match, kerosene lamp, a candle, and a fireplace. What would you light first?
Match.
The match. Yeah.
We did get it out of you.
All right. The last one I fell for big time, and then I laughed. So there's a one-story house in which everything is yellow. The yellow walls, yellow doors, yellow furniture. What color are the stairs?
Yellow.
It's a
There is no
ranch.
stairs. It's a one-story house.
a
Oh, it's
one-
a ranch.
One-story house. I was like, well, yellow, exactly.
All right.
So there you go.
There we
Little
go.
fire for your funny bone.
No, that's funny. Oh man, sorry, Chris DeLeon. Welcome to JFW.
Welcome, Chris.
That's our new
welcome aboard, Chris. Glad
Yep.
to have you, buddy.
Welcome.
employees, Chris DeLeon.
Yeah.
So, and then let's congratulate Scooby. He got married last Friday.
Scooby's growing up.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Scoob.
Way to go, Scoob. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You knew something was going on when Scooby changed out his, his haircut and all.
Oh, he shaved his beard. It's like, what's going on? I love
that happened. What, like 5 months ago,
Yeah.
4 months ago?
Yeah.
I love what
quite the sunburn on his neck, though. He said, I've had hair covering my neck so long.
He is a redneck, Jim.
It is.
he does listen to the Lax, which is a redneck band.
Mm.
So there you go. I really love what he's been doing with his hair, by the way. Anyway, anniversaries. Baby Bennett Malope hit 1 year yesterday.
Congratulations, Bennett.
Yeah.
Crap,
Bennett.
time passes by quick.
That one went
He was
fast.
here for a year. Congrats, man.
That one went fast because he does so much around here, too.
Mhm.
Carl Jadinger, Jim wanted to arm wrestle about this one earlier, but he's been here 3 years this Friday the 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard
That's
to
awesome,
believe.
Carl.
Yeah, way to go, Carl.
Carl
Thank you, buddy.
trains, and he's a low key dude that just
Yeah.
gets it done.
Good
Yeah.
job, Carl, man.
And I think
Congrats.
he's a pretty good cook too.
What?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that.
Who
about
told you that?
He did.
Oh.
Well, we were
Yeah.
talking about cooking something for the holidays. Might have been Christmas time or something.
Gotcha.
He was
telling me what he was making.
He was an Elvis impersonator.
He
What?
was?
No way.
dang.
Yeah, I'm serious. That's what he told me.
Oh, man, Carl.
Have you ever
Man,
have you
he's-
ever gone to his
he-
voicemail? Like, has you ever called him and it goes to voicemail? Have you ever heard his voice and all that?
No.
No, he's reeling you both in. Elvis, good cook. He's messing with both. He's like, good job, Carl. You got him, buddy.
Yeah. He's like 3 years here. I got him. I know what I can say.
I just picture him at a barbecue in an Elvis outfit.
Right. Some big old sideburns. And,
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he was an Elvis impersonator.
That's a
Like
great,
in Vegas?
That's pretty cool.
I think so.
Really?
yeah.
Carl, we
I'll
got
have to ask him what he's doing this Halloween.
There you go. Man, we had a lot of birthdays this week. Josue Cazeda, Gustavo Villalobos, and Tommy Taco Bell Trujillo all had birthdays on Sunday the 28th.
Oh, that's a good one. Happy birthday, you guys.
Happy birthday. Feliz cumpleaños, Gustavo.
Birthday.
Alex Flores had a birthday on the 29th. Edward Berry had a birthday or is having a birthday today.
Today, yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
David Chanley and Lexi Brown has a birthday tomorrow. And then Sam White and Fabio De Gaetano, they have birthdays on July 4th.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Happy birthday, you guys.
Yeah, Sam has actually got the big 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
21 on
Saturday.
the 250.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
that's
I
cool.
told Dave that's
Yeah.
a big one.
Huh.
21.
Family birthday celebrations. Esteban Vital, his significant other, JR. No, you're not a significant other, but can you?
I was like, I'm speechless. What?
Is it Zahidi?
Zahidi? Is that?
I don't know.
That's a little bit different for me, but I would probably just say it's Zadie,
Zadie?
Well,
Well,
spelled a little differently.
she has a birthday Monday the 29th. So happy birthday,
Yeah.
Zadie.
Yeah, happy birthday.
I was
doesn't
reading,
matter.
Zaidi.
Doesn't matter. Happy birthday, right?
Yeah.
I was reading too much into that. And you know what's sad is I called him a week earlier to ask him how to pronounce it and I forgot. So
She'll
sorry.
be all right.
Happy birthday. We got one shout out this morning from Baby Bennett. Says, good morning, Jam. Shout out for the podcast today. As I'm sure you guys will announce, I had my 1 year anniversary this week. I want to shout out Fabian 0092 for helping me get my foot in the door here. And also Super Dave for taking a chance with me, even though I don't meet the insurance requirements. I should be reading this.
He's
just-
outlawing it here. What the
Yeah,
hell?
just to let everybody know, Bennett's only really 15, and we slipped him in, forged his driver's license.
We're over here on air calling him Baby Bennett. He's saying he doesn't meet the insurance requirements. Also, to everyone that has made it such a joy to work here, thank you, and I look forward to seeing what the next year has in store. So just for the record, when we say he doesn't meet the requirements, our insurance dictates our hiring practices, which is 23 and older, 2 years of experience, clean motor vehicle record. We are allowed a 10% differential, and we could
It's
have,
called a risk differential.
we're allowed a risk differential where when we believe in somebody, we will get them put onto our insurance.
We actually got him hired under an ag waiver.
Yeah, and actually, if you just think about it, you can't have a whole 110
fleet.
drivers that are
Right.
21 years old.
Right. We could have 11.
Yeah.
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 And a lot of times, so we don't really we're not flexible on the motor vehicle record. Like that has to be clean.
Yeah.
We don't want to mess with that. But sometimes we'll meet a young man like Bennett who doesn't have 2 years experience. You know what I mean? Or sometimes these guys have been driving since they're 18, but that they're underage or something like that. If you do good on your road test, but you don't meet the age requirement and you have a clean motor vehicle record, I know Super Dave could be a little flexible with that. Or if you are of age and you don't meet the experience requirement, I know you're a little bit flexible on that, up to the 10% risk differential.
Yeah, I really have to go back and count the number of people on that differential policy part. I mean, and there could be a guy that's 50 years old that has a bad MVR, and it's a no game, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Jim.
no, I think that's so true. But I think that, all of us, the interview, the driving, the test drive, the trainer, all of everybody has a little bit of feedback in that decision. And,
Sure.
The thing I've always thought of about the age is, like you guys said, or you said, Jim, maybe they've been working someplace where they've been driving since 18, a family business, a farm or whatever like that. And they have all this experience. But a lot of times to bring somebody in at 23 years old, you've had to have some kind of career or path kind of to make money up till you're 23. And I know it used to be like 25 we looked at.
It was 25.
And so many, you have to be doing something, unless you change your career. A lot of people become, truck drivers early on. That's what they are, truck drivers. How great. Or you work with concrete, or whatever it might be. So yeah, it's important to have that age and that flexibility. So, but yeah, for Bennett, thank you, man. You've been doing a great job. Congratulations on your year.
He's a guy who's a perfect example that was worth taking a shot on.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just so you know, Bennett, you're on probation for another year, so you better keep it in line, buddy.
No pressure. No pressure.
Bennett's a solid young man.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yeah, I want to give a quick shout out, Jam, and again, it's kind of that group shout out for everybody over at 23. We just keep talking about it. I've been talking about it for a year, but yesterday we did a bunch of stuff to throw everybody off. We opened up the fuel islands, which we can talk a little bit about, but we also dug a ditch right across where 10 trucks parked. And we could only bury 20 foot of the pipe. So we made it pretty difficult to get trucks in and out. And it's just changing every day. The night before, Ken moved the trucks, relined them. Everybody shows back up and all their trucks are moved, all that kind of stuff. So just please keep being flexible. We're down to a deadline of 2 weeks here that things are really going to change up. We're, just to get everybody started on it next week, either Wednesday or Thursday, if I can time it just right. But everybody, all the trucks from here, this yard, will be fueling at yard 23, coming back over here and parking. This fuel will be shut off, and we'll move it Monday the 13th. We'll put it on one of the trailers, have a crane in here. But yeah, next week we run this tank empty and we move it, and everybody will have to fuel over at the new yard. And we did start last night, and it was fast. DEF and fuel is right there at your pump. The DEF's extremely fast. We had one handle leaking on number one right off the bat. But you can't find the stuff out till you use it.
Sure.
Clean up on aisle 1.
Yeah, it was, and it was right now where they have to do some programming, JR. So you had to leave pump 1 on, and that handle was the one that was leaking. So then we had to leave it on so the other 4 worked. So it was pressurized. So it's just sitting there dripping on the brand new concrete.
No bummer.
All this stuff.
First fuel leak.
So this is like our preseason.
Yeah, we're
when you get everybody in place and you got to test them out, and this is the preseason.
Because without doing that, we wouldn't have discovered that pump 1 without it on, the other 4 don't work. Mm-hmm. And then so if we do that, shut everything off Wednesday, basically, all the trucks will have to fuel. The tank gets moved Monday the 13th, and then we're talking probably 2 to 3 days, and we'll have the other 4 online. So that's 9 pumps. And I think for the guys that fueled last night, they can testify how quick it is.
And the temp tank is still the temporary fueling station that's still running?
Sorry, Jam. It is still live.
Still
We'll leave it live. So right now we actually have 7 places to fuel over there.
That's awesome.
We may, I don't know. Well, it might take us a few days to get the tank moved, but when we get the other 4 in there, we'll probably try to move the skid. I'm going to call it the temporary skid tank as quickly as possible, because that'll really make it easy to park. It's really in the way right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, good. So shout out to the guys over there that we're just, every day it changes. I know we had Mark come over there last night and he's like, oh, I'm just, I heard this. I was just getting the lay of the land. And I'm like, Mark, honestly, this is where the building's at, but where you park and where your truck is, that could be all different the next day.
Right.
You're not really getting the lay of the land.
Term that comes to mind, just hearing everything and knowing what's going to happen, Jim, is controlled chaos.
Yeah, it is. it is. Yeah, you just got to flow with it. But everybody's been so great, about flowing with the flow, basically. So thanks, everybody. And then again, I know we'll have the podcast next week, and I'll make sure I definitely bring it up on Wednesday. But after next Wednesday, everybody will fuel at yard 23 and then come back over here and park. That's just the way it's going to have to be for 10 days.
Yeah. We're getting closer and closer.
Yeah. And we have, we'll get into it in the discussion.
No, we're there.
Jump there.
So what's important when you're pulling into the fuel aisles over there?
So I told a lot of the trucks last night, there's yellow lines that line you up. If you don't ever hit the yellow lines, you'll never hit the red Murphy blocks that protect the pump. We just can't have anybody hit the pump. So we put some big yellow lines out there, and I told everybody, and then I sent a cone out there, don't hit the yellow lines. Don't drive on the yellow lines. We want them to last forever. We don't want any tire marks. We don't want any of that stuff. So do not drive on the yellow lines. Swing out.
Who painted the lines? Did Scooby paint them?
No, we had a company.
I was going to say, because they're pretty damn straight. Last time Scooby did the lines back here, they weren't very straight.
Scooby wasn't married yet. He was.
Tried to be. Yeah, I know. I get. Yeah, something happened like out here where we park.
Right
there. It used to be square, and now I'm not square. But if I'm square, I'm not square in the lines. But
if you're in the lines, you're pointing towards the cart place.
So what happens if you drive on the lines over there? Do you
we've been trying
to lose your safety bonus.
Yeah, you lose all your paid holidays, and we dock you for the week. You don't get your Friday bump. Whatever we can do. It's just it's a cool thing again, Jam. There's no penalty except for us making fun of you. We've tried to come up with sayings, and the one saying I came up with is probably not appropriate, so we can't say that out loud. But just please don't drive on the yellow lines. And we're marking today they get painted out in front of the bays too. So if you're using the temporary fuel pump and you're making the U-turn and you're on the concrete, please try to stay off the new yellow lines we paint today.
Okay.
We did shorten them up, but everything's to help people be better and not make a mistake. I mean, we're painting lines inside the shop, and that's when you pull in, they'll be the bay doors are 14. The white lines are 10 feet wide. If you get between the lines, you're centered up in the door. You can never hit the door. You have all the room around the truck. We're even doing a stop line. So it'll be, I don't know, Dave and Mikey called it a different name, but like when you pull up inside the bay, there'll be a white line that sticks out off the normal line that lines up with your window. So if you just look out the window, you stop at that white line.
Gotcha.
Then your truck's perfectly centered.
It's like having a tennis ball hanging in front of you in the garage.
Exactly. Same thing. And we did the same thing in the wash bay, because we put those big 4 wands in there. We want them to pull up to the same spot. So the wands perfectly get the whole truck. Yeah. And it just, you never have to guess you're in the right spot. You just look out the window and there's the white line or yellow line, and kind of a stop line. This is what we're calling it. So, and it's just truly to try to make it easy for everybody to navigate. But if we're not paying attention to it, it doesn't help. So please don't drive. There's plenty of room. I watched everybody last night. There's plenty of room to come in and not get on the yellow lines. You can swing right out, swing right in. And then the 4 that aren't on line, they're like straight off the street.
I was going to say, so pump 1 is the furthest east.
Yes. And it's the most difficult, but it is not hard. Just
if somebody has a CDL license, should they be able to?
That's a question, Jim.
Okay.
We question things. We question, like, if you have a CDL license, should you leave here with lights out on your truck? And
let's talk about that.
You did your pre-trip and post-trip. You shouldn't leave without lights working.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, and then just to reiterate that, hopefully everybody is listening to the podcast like we should. The first 5 are functioning. The first 5 islands, and number 1 starts against the tank. Lane 1 is against the fuel tank where all the tall red poles are. And it is kind of tough to see that that's a lane, but you need to pull right against the fuel tank is where you need to go in or out. That's lane 1.
Are the pumps numbered already, Jim?
They are,
okay.
But they're Kubot did it. The people that did the diesels are diesel installation, and they just put some small stickers on the pumps.
Oh,
and they're
so
not.
You can't see them from far away.
No.
Gotcha. They're
really.
Cool.
So you read from left to right. Why did you number the pumps from right to left?
Because it's the closest to the tank, Dave. And so that would be the one.
That would be number 1, shortest line.
Yep.
It's the first pump.
Yep.
From the tank.
Yeah. Number 1. The reading thing, because that's what we all talked about. What's the best? Because at some point somebody needs to communicate that, hey, on lane 5 the pump handle's leaking. I mean,
so that would be the fastest pump, wouldn't it?
No, they're exactly all the even, Dave. If you have 5 trucks fueling at the same time, that one might be a hair faster, but otherwise the pressure is the same. Same thing for the DEF. The DEF is gravity fed, and literally I don't even know if I don't think I put it in there or told you, Jam. So it's gravity fed, and if you're the only one using the DEF, it's 34 gallons a minute is the pressure. It's 7 PSI.
So if you're not paying attention, that thing's gonna leak.
So I divided it out, you guys, last night. So if all 5 trucks are there, all 5 trucks are using it. Still, if you only need 3 gallons, which I think they're 6-gallon tanks or 7-gallon tanks, you probably need 3 gallons. If all of them are in use at the same time, that's 30 seconds pulled wide open.
Yeah, you do not walk away from that DEF handle.
No.
You hold on to it.
And most everybody...
pay attention to it.
Yeah, they fueled, and then they walked around and got DEF. And the DEF is, like I said, it is 30 seconds. You're standing on the ground, and I know it was probably a little longer than 30 seconds because you can't pull the handle wide open. You got to stand there, and because it's so much... not pressure. It's the volume is so much.
Why do I think of the cartoon character grabbing a fire hose and lets it rip and just starts flying around everywhere?
Right. Yeah. And everybody was really cool last night because you pull them, and I haven't cut the cables off, and probably everybody saw the extra cable there because there's still some adjustment in them, but easy to get to your truck. They're weighted easily. You just grab the handle, you pull it to your DEF tank and fill the tank. I mean, it was because there was some cussing last week, right? On the thing.
Oh yeah.
There was. Well, they were fucking badass last night.
Nice.
I gotta say, I
bet you Dave was happy because he put some time into designing that.
He did.
That is all a Dave White and Mikey project there.
Yeah. He did. They're and it turned out really nice, Dave. There's some things that, if they're, like pulling them off in the winter, Dave, they're not going to be as easy as what we thought, right?
Oh, cold days.
Yeah,
nights.
Cold days. But the function it is just great.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and I'm shocked how fast it was. Truly was.
Well, in that case, I'm looking forward to everybody fueling and DEFing at night, and no one in the morning.
I mean, we had a couple people that wanted to fuel in the morning, and it's like literally why? I mean, because I never. Even as everybody came in, and a few people used the skid tank, but I never filled the 5 islands. I never had anybody fill on 5.
Wow.
That's how fast.
Well, the truck's rolling in pretty good?
Not pretty good. Yeah, there was a little bunch up where a couple guys snuck past me and got to the skid tank jam. But I could have put them probably on 5 if I would have grabbed them. But otherwise, every time I walked out, explained to everybody, somebody was moving off of 1 and 2.
I have a question. So let's say you don't fuel at night and you fuel in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
When you're leaving, so the depth hose, you would use the depth hose from the next island over to you to get to your...
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so there's one opposite. The only one you can't, well, no, because when you're going out, we mounted it on the center of it. So as you go out, it'll be on your passenger side. You still grab it. The one you can't get to is, the one you can't fuel is if you're on 9 and leaving, your fuel tank is on the wrong side.
Mm-hmm.
You have to grab that. That's the only place we're short is leaving.
Got it.
I mean,
So,
the way you're explaining it, Jim, there's really not really an excuse not to fuel in DEF at night. I mean, unless it's like you have an emergency and you have to go.
Yeah. I would pull in there and try to get it. I mean, just so you guys know, JR just asked last week when we designed it, we were wanting to, fuel the trucks as quickly as possible. And when you break it down, we can fuel all 110 trucks in 55 minutes.
Wow.
So that's what it breaks out
Takes
to.
about 2 hours, 3 hours at most just to get all the trucks in. So,
Yeah, exactly, JR. Not all 110 trucks show up in an hour, but literally we can fuel them all in 55 minutes.
Nice.
Wow.
And that's something you guys, you're tired at the end of the day. And I know we're talking about making you fuel at night or wanting you to fuel at night. That's the reason we made it as quick and as convenient as possible, because it sucks. It sucks for you guys. That's one thing I hated about driving is fueling, but we've made it. And then on something else we need to talk about too, and we haven't got those mounted. In fact, I think we forgot, is we're putting ticket boxes on every pump. There'll be a mailbox. So it's a mailbox, but a vertical kind of mailbox.
The ones like against the wall type deal with the little flapper on top or something.
Thank you, JR. Having trouble explaining it.
No.
That will be bolted right on the pump itself. You'll just slip your paperwork in there, your tickets, and go park.
Wow.
You're done. We'll collect those in the morning.
So we're ready for the next COVID pandemic.
We are ready, Dave. You can.
So I got a question, Jim. Are we going to have a porta potty next to the fuel pumps? Because when you come in and you're doing that squeaky walk because your bladder's so full, that building's really big and the bathrooms are all the way up front.
So it's 55 minutes to fuel all 110 trucks. It's an hour walk to the bathroom.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's a long walk.
If you can't hold it for another minute.
I guess if you're in trouble, sorry for the ladies, but if you make it the wash bay, I guess maybe relieve yourself. But let's not do that. That was a joke. Actually, Super Dave, it's really funny. Me and Dave's had some.
Did you actually talk about that?
We did, Dave.
Yeah,
we did, because it might be kind of convenient to have the porta potty right there.
Yeah.
Maybe since it's right there by the scale, or there's the corner.
Yeah.
So it's literally just catty corner of the pumps. It might be nice to have that maybe in the morning. We get it. So yeah, the one that we've had over there that the mechanics and stuff use, that's a really good company. They keep it clean and emptied. And so that's definitely a thought there. Super. Yeah. Good.
Nice.
Good. Actually a good question, even though we're, we're making fun of it.
So those gravity fed DEF tanks, how many gallons is that total?
Wow. What's 600, 6 and 6 is 12 and then 9. So what's that?
15?
1,500 gallons.
Wow. Okay.
So the one here, tall one here, it just gets moved and set in the center. But right now there's 1,200 gallons there.
Plus that one.
Plus that one will be moved over. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't change. We had Sam do some engineering specs on it. Doesn't change the head pressure. It does change the volume that we carry. But again, we shouldn't be out of fuel. We shouldn't be out of DEF. It's just even if somebody forgets to fuel us or can't make it or a breakdown, I know we've had that here at the main yard with Often several times, but we'll have the 2 tanks are separate. There's 12 and 10. the 10 runs 4, the 12 runs 5. We have somebody have a problem, we always will have 4 or 5 pumps.
We'll have 2 suppliers.
Hot. 2 suppliers.
And the tanker does not block any fuel stations.
Nope.
So that's awesome.
Right in. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Awesome.
The setup in the room, back to the room thing. We've just really tried to think about it, and Dave's done such a great job working with the builders, and, like, we can't do this. Same with the parking, we're it looks crowded now, but we get the stuff out of the way, get some lines in, we can back against the curb, the poles, the light poles, we've run them clear out. Everybody that's worked here long enough has gotten salt. The last gate you go through to the salt bin, there's a pole clear out there. So we have light poles lighting the whole entire place. We've talked about it a couple of times where when we wreck the buildings or just before, because it messes up parking, but we are going to dig a water line over and have a washout area.
Nice.
That's a definite.
That's awesome.
That would be awesome.
When it gets done exactly, I don't have that. We got to get moved in. Me and Dave just talked about it this morning, probably maybe a 15-foot pad so you can walk around the truck easily, have the tailgate up, wash out. We're trying to design something in our heads that we can, you wash the material out. It doesn't go in our pond, but the water leaks out so that something we can go up and grab with a skid steer quickly.
Sure.
It leads me to ask Jim, sweeping out in the yard. I know it's always been an all-time policy. You don't sweep out in the yard. We want you to sweep out at the customer's, plant or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, where we're parking now, where the trucks are slated to be parked, there's curb and gutter for the most part, right? So it's going to be very noticeable if somebody's sweeping out and leaving dirt and rock and stuff like that. So if we do have a washout, would that be an appropriate area?
It would be. I mean, if somebody's washing out, it's not going to be difficult to get to, JR, but, to get backed over there might be a little bit of a problem. But depending on how much they're cleaning out, I don't think we want it in the washout area.
Yes.
But what we did do is when you go through the gates to the salt bin, we set up, and hopefully because of all our stickers, all our signs, we did set up a whole bin of bad material, or our rejects or dumping in the wrong pile. So I would prefer you drove to the bin and dumped in the salt bin or rock bin or sand bin. Yeah. We already pre-set up bins.
Yeah. And just to be clear, we want you to sweep out at the customer site. I mean, that's primary, but in the end, if something happens, truck breaks down or something like that, PTO breaks, then obviously we have an area.
Yeah, and please, like JR is bringing up, is a great point. Please do not raise your beds up and pop the gate on the curb and gutter. I mean, all the curb and gutter has sidewalk. So when you back up to walk around your truck and, you have a sidewalk you can stand on, you can look in your trailer, you can check your lights out, every bit of it. I mean, we've tried to make it really nice for the driver. We've talked about it for years and years. We're driver support here. And that's what the yard is designed for, is to support the driver. We're talking about the white lines in the shop. That's to support the driver so you don't hit anything. It's easy to see you going in. We're talking about the washout area. That's for the driver. We're talking, sidewalks around the back of the trailer, all of that stuff. And then, we got mud on some of it, but yesterday I spent most of the day knocking down the asphalt around the fuel island. We'll have recycled asphalt everywhere. There won't be any mud at all.
That's awesome.
Any place. We've ran all curb and gutter. All the water washes to the curb and gutter and then washes to our retention pond. All the water off the shop, it is all underground. It goes to storm drains. It goes to storm drains through the yard, out to the detention pond. I mean, seriously, the only thing that I see that's a little bit of a hassle, but there's no place to park all those vehicles, is having to move your truck and put your personal vehicle in there. And then, once we get moved in, we'll have a certain amount of parking places that I told you that we'll reward to the drivers that have been here the longest.
Perfect attendance for a whole year.
Yeah, perfect attendance. Then you get your paid vacations, your 401k, and your insurance paid for with perfect attendance.
Right.
So, and I'm joking, everybody. Don't don't freak out.
You brought up a good point too about not raising your trailers and popping the tailgate and stuff. I don't think we covered it last week because it happened after the podcast or whatever. But and if we did, just another reminder: verify that you're not preloaded before you pop your gate open.
Yep.
Last thing we need is 5,000 pounds or whatever, 5 tons of Coors on the back end there.
Yeah, because it'll end up on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Oh, we will.
A lot of it, most of it.
Yeah, we'll be on the sidewalk. Yep. Yeah, it'll really suck if we pop a gate. Yeah, and basically, what we'd probably have to do is try to dig out some of the asphalt, you guys, the recycled, and replace it, because the grain will just make a hell of a mess in the recycled. So it's going to be, all the stuff we talked about to make it better for you. When we all mess up, it's going to be worse. It's like hitting something at the fuel island. You have driven across the yellow lines and you're going to smack into the Maverick blocks, and we're all going to know who it was because you got big old black tire mark on the Maverick block. So we just
bent bumper or something.
Oh yeah. And we've made it easy and better, but it's more, I don't want to use the word harder. It's just more important that we don't tear stuff up.
Sure.
It's like buying something new. You want to take care of it.
Absolutely.
You'll take care of something brand new versus something that's 25, 30 years old that maybe has been crashed into before and you've never fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
I think you take a little more pride in something like that.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want to instill pride in everybody because we have a lot of pride. It's like, telling you about pump one handle leaking. It's like, damn, that's the one that's got a leak. But again.
Nice. Great update on the fuel and Yard 23 in general. Good stuff.
Yeah, it is good stuff, Jim.
Just rolling back to last week, I want to apologize to everybody. We had some technical difficulties. I had a lot of phone calls saying, hey, is it just me and my phone or what's going on? Basically, the battery on our laptop that we use for the podcast is shot. So it wasn't charging as we were recording. And then the low power to the laptop caused that choppy audio quality.
It was probably not giving enough power to the microphone or something, right?
No, just recording.
Yeah.
It wasn't recording the way it should.
Gotcha.
Because it had low power. There wasn't enough power to the laptop. Yeah. Yep. It was plugged in, but the plug wasn't doing anything. So apologies there. Something else that's come up quite a bit is using County Road 19. If you are not going to Nick's or you are not leaving Nick's, like if you're going to CMEX, you are allowed to use County Road 19. That County Road 19 restriction is just going to and leaving Nick's. It's part of their permit agreement, but that is a good road to be on other than that.
Yeah, it's not truck restricted or anything. Yeah. It's just an agreement that Nick's has with, I'm guessing, Platteville, the county, CDOT, whatever it is.
Keep the traffic down.
Yeah.
They don't want the extra traffic, but the existing traffic is the existing traffic. So
yeah, and please, everybody, that's such a 66 is 65 miles an hour. 19 is highly used. I think they'd lock the speed limit down. I think it's like 45 up and down 19 when you get close there, or 50. But please be careful up in there. That's one of the things, when we were coming out of, what's the pit next to it, you guys?
Raptor.
We didn't want to do the left turn and the right turn, and there's no accel lane. And, there's just so many places that we can have an accident because you miss somebody in your pillar post or in your mirror, or, they're hauling ass at 80 when they should be doing 65 and you pull out. So please, everybody, be as careful as you can. And, I thought I heard everybody announce that, and Jam did a great job, explaining it on Nick's. And, basically, if you are doing anything for Nick's, no on 19. If you're doing anything else, you can be on 19. So
there you go. Wanted to talk about, got a call from a newer driver around here. He's doing a great job. Been here over 90 days. He's got his overweight permit, his heavy permit. But he called me because he was nervous to go through some portables. Even with his heavy permit, he was under 92,000 pounds. And he was just nervous. He's like, almost like didn't have confidence that the permit actually works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I told him, listen, I get butterflies anytime somebody's, using their discretion, looking at me, no matter what it is. So driving through a port, it's okay to have some butterflies. but we want you to be confident. If you've done a good pre-trip and you've done a good post-trip and you are on top of your equipment and you know your paperwork's good and you have your permit and you know your gross weight is good, you know, be confident. He did have questions about axles, and I get tripped up on this every time because I always think it's 40,000 an axle on secondaries, right? With the permit, though, is it?
You know, Jim, through
goes
all
off
this
bridge law.
Yeah, all these years, I don't know the exact axle. We did have, I think, years and years ago, somebody said we were over axle. Then we talked about it, and they just let us go.
Yeah.
You know, so I can't tell you. You know, I know we're talking 34 in most of the states. You know, 35 here, 36 here
on the interstate.
On the interstate, those weights. But at some point, and I thought it was like 42. Jim.
Okay.
But I am not sure that. I just know that once that permit, it's really not a problem.
Right. How you, and I know we don't go to 97,000, but the permit's good for 97.
It is.
How are you going to be 30? How are you going to be 36 on your drives and your tandems?
Yeah. So with us limiting it at 92,
I don't think we get close.
You'll never be over axle.
Yeah.
Because the limit is up to 97.
Yeah.
And I really think, Jim, and it's been many years since I drove every day, but I think it's 50,000.
Is it, Dave? Yeah,
axles,
it was.
Yeah.
It's like
with the permit.
Yeah, like the plain fact, like you're saying, Dave, is we don't run to 97, and at 92, you can't be close to axle.
He was 42 on one of his either his trailer. I think he was 42 on his trailer, but I'll have to give him a call today, see how it all worked out.
Yeah, no,
I also did, because he was like, you know, I want to drive through and see how it all goes. And I'm like, well, that's cool. I was like, I don't ever purposely go through a set, but I also don't go out of my way to avoid them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, I think being confident in going through portables or even the port of entry, I think has a lot to do with asking questions and educating yourself too.
I love that.
Just as a reminder, guys, I mean, Connect Team, if you go to the knowledge base, it's basically a little library that have in there where we've added a lot of things in there, you know. One of them is axle weights and all that. I've added, you know, the axle weights for if you're on the interstate, if you're on secondaries and with an overweight permit. So definitely read over those things.
Yeah. Also talking to, you know, the DOT inspectors, you know, if you have a conversation with those guys, I think they'd appreciate it, you know, where they don't think they're the enemy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing I mentioned to this driver though is, if there's a problem at the port or if there's a problem at the portables, do not leave. Call us. Let us see if we could help you. Let us see if there's something we could do. Let us see if we could get you a reweigh. Let us see if we could talk to the DOT person, because a lot of times we're able to get you out of whatever's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And one of the easy ones too, because I got a call about this one too, is the annual inspections on the truck and the trailer, right? We have one for each. And we got asked if we had an updated annual inspection. Well, part of knowing your deal is that the annual inspection, the date that is stamped or tagged out, whatever it is on the frame of the truck or on the trailer, the date that is stamped out on there, the month and year, is when it was done, and it's good for a whole year or so. Mm-hmm. Most DOT, I don't know if that's universal to every trucking company or not, but if you don't even know where that sticker is, they'll give you a violation for that.
Right.
You know, so know your stuff.
That's so backwards too. There's nothing else that we do that gives you the date it was done. Everything's an expiration date, especially with like registrations and insurance.
Yeah.
It's not like, when did you get it? It's like, no, when is it not going to be good?
It's so true, Jim.
It's like if it was on food that way. So when does it expire?
Well, you bought it last week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
but at the end of the day, great on the drivers that called and actually asked, right? Because it's honestly, they didn't know. Like, okay, cool. Not everybody does, but at least you called and you didn't just leave with a violation or a ticket or something. So
absolutely.
That's great.
And I want to throw out there too, you have to have that permit in your truck. You can't just like cruise into the scales and go, yeah, I have a heavy permit.
Right.
I mean, you have to have proof,
Yeah.
and they should be in every truck. So, and then, that might be part if you're swapping trucks and hauling heavy, you might make sure you know where that heavy permit's at if you get in somebody else's truck.
Absolutely.
And also that heavy permit is only for secondary. So if you are over axle on the interstate, let's just say you are under 80, but you're at 41,000 or 38,000 on the interstate on one of your axles.
I got a permit.
That permit is not for that.
Something else about that permit is it just because you're on a secondary road doesn't necessarily mean it's legal. The city of Aurora, for instance, does not allow the use of the overweight permit in the city streets, and Gun Club Road is a state highway, but it's also in Aurora. Yeah. So you can't just load up and go. You got to
so many laws,
be careful.
So many regulations.
Mm-hmm.
There's also bridge limits in that permit. When you read the whole copy of the the permit when we get it, you might be on some secondary road out in Weld County, but then go across a 20-ton bridge.
Right.
And that'll get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, so true.
All right. Next on the list, we are still trying to figure out how to combat attendance, right? Or poor attendance, specifically calling out on Mondays and Fridays continues to be a problem. I don't know what's in the food over the weekend or what happens over the weekend. I do believe some people are legitimately sick, but we do have some repeat offenders in regards to Monday and Friday callouts where every time they've called out, almost, it's a Monday or a Friday. It's like, you don't ever get sick on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, but come Friday, boy, or Monday, right? So, Jim, you want to tell us what? I'm throwing you under the bus.
You into the fire.
Wow. Man, that was quick.
You want to tell us your great idea?
Oh, you guys, there's so much stuff here that should just be a benefit. You guys, like our 401k, like our health insurance, and we talked about paid holidays this morning, that, maybe the paid holidays should be linked to your attendance, but we're not here to punish you. But how is it fair when the rest of us show up every day, get our bumps, get our Friday, Saturday bumps, get our safety bonuses, do all that stuff, get our paid holidays, and you're the person that misses, every Monday or every Friday or, 9-10 times a year or every couple of months, maybe it's higher than that. And then we have our attendance policy where, you're only supposed to be allowed to call out 6 times. And, a lot of places they fire you, or let you go. However,
no questions asked, you're done.
You're done, and maybe they have a deeper or a deeper pool of replacement employees where they can do that. It's hard to find drivers right now, especially qualified drivers.
Right.
And the group of people we hire here, you're good drivers, you're well trained, the whole bit. But when it comes to attendance, we looked at, if your attendance isn't where it should be, that you don't get the paid holidays. Right. That's a benefit. And there's so many things in life that you earn, and we don't, it's not that we want to take things away from you, because just like we talk about in the safety bonus, we didn't take your safety bonus. You didn't earn it.
Disqualification.
Yeah. And we didn't do that. You did.
Right.
And same thing with when you don't have attendance. And then attendance here, you guys, it's like, maybe if I'll use Joanne and Kathy, for example, if they miss, maybe Joanne's got to help Kathy out a little bit. Maybe Kathy's got to help Joanne, but it doesn't hurt anything, right? It doesn't hurt taking care of our customer. Right. It doesn't put the load on 10 other drivers. We have a driver call out. All you've done is take all your loads and have to put them on all the rest of the drivers that showed up. And what if we don't cover our customer?
Yeah.
It's not hurtful, but it's just not fair. And then you look, and like Jam just mentioned, you're the person that calls out on Mondays and Fridays and you've done it 9 or 10 times. There's something up with that.
Right.
You can't be just sick on Mondays and Fridays.
Right. Do you have a substance abuse problem? What's
drinking?
What's going on?
Yeah. And so again, we're after taking care of our customer and being driver support. When we have to put all these loads extra on the drivers, that's not fair, and that's not supporting them.
It's not only that, but when we come in on a Monday or Friday and the safety team needs to jump in trucks, I mean, I got to be honest, guys, like I've been spending a little bit more time in the truck, and it's beautiful. You get out in the truck, I listen to podcasts I haven't heard in so long. It's like a nice day.
It's a different type of stress, is what I like to say, Jam. But
there's no stress until I get back, and there's been drivers trying to get a hold of me all day, or somebody's PTO there's a problem with, or there's a safety issue, or we're not addressing safety concerns with individuals, or this person didn't get a meeting that they needed. We didn't get to counsel this person, or whatever it is. There's a lot of things that we don't get to do when we're out driving. So it's not a matter of we don't want to be in a truck. It's a matter of shit's not getting done over here, that needs to be done. Nobody's stepping up, and, we could step up and fill up your truck, but who's stepping up and running our things for us, and it's an issue, and it's frustrating. So when we come to a holiday like the 4th of July coming up, and, the policy as it stands right now is you need to be here at your scheduled day before and your scheduled day after the holiday. So meaning this week you'd have to work tomorrow, Thursday, because we're going to be off Friday, and then you'd have to work Monday, and then you'll get holiday pay for Friday, right? But when you can't make it a Monday or a Friday for, weeks on end or months, or you've had 12 call outs or 14 call outs, half of them been Mondays or Fridays, like, why should we pay you for a holiday when we're covering your shit all throughout the year? I don't know.
And I know you said, but paid. It's a paid holiday.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
In all honesty, we lean on each other, whether it's to the drivers or wash techs or mechanics. And I know you brought up Joanne and Kathy, right? If one is out, the other one's kind of taking over the others. But can you imagine if both of them had the habit of calling out every Friday?
Well,
and nobody puts in payroll. They call out Monday, so now we're more backed up on pay.
Yeah,
so that would suck.
Joanne was just able to do that. I was sick. I mean, her respect of how hard she works to make sure payroll is out every week is phenomenal.
Yeah, it is.
If she was, she
never calls out.
Man, right? Imagine if she had food poisoning like 4 times, 5 times a year.
Right. Right. Oh my God. And then you just didn't get paid.
Right.
I mean, it's amazing what we have to stick to and what we have, the rules, laws, whatever you want to call them, we have to abide by.
Right.
But you don't have to.
It's not even rules or laws. It's a standard.
Yeah. Standard.
We show up every day because that's the standard.
Right.
We come to work.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the thing, is that we depend on each other and we trust each other in what we do, right?
Yeah.
And that's great. And I have to go back to what we say at the beginning, Jam, where this is our expressed opinions. But gosh, man, how I think it's, and excuse my French, but how I think it's bullshit when somebody says they're not making enough money, but then you look at the attendance and you're like, dude, well, you don't show up.
Right.
You call out, or you're always tardy and you miss out on your attendance bonus. Like, okay, so how do you want to make money if you're not showing up? And most of our incentives here are all based on attendance.
Yep.
You just got to show up,
because
be here
attendance
on time.
and production.
Right?
Yes.
But you can't produce if you're not here either, right?
Well, that's the first step of producing.
Hand in hand. They are very much attached.
And to be honest with you, Jim, at the insurance symposium that I just got back from, that was something that they touched upon, was not having your safety people drive. They brought it up because then they're not doing
the safety thing.
They're not doing their job.
Yeah.
Nope. And he said, the insurance is all about safety, right?
Right.
And so you're not reviewing your drivers. You're not reviewing video. You're not doing all the things you just mentioned because you're out driving. And that can't be that point. And we don't do it much, but we sure do it a hell of a lot more than we should be.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. If they actually brought it up, Jim, it must be a very common situation within companies.
Are you filling that truck?
Yep.
We all make money the same way. That truck's got to make a delivery.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because, I mean, we might be in the gravel business, but there was people there from the freight business, from the food business, from all the corners of trucking, right?
Yep.
I mean, honestly, it's a good job, man. Like just driving around, like I'm thinking about like, wow, the bonus structure, the way that everything is set up, if you show up here every day, you're going to make some good money and get that fat bonus every month.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm driving around thinking like, this really ain't too bad. Imagine, would I be a driver that I got $1,000 bonus a month? Would I make an extra $12,000 in bonuses? If I was just driving around with no stress, listening to podcasts all day, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Instead of worrying about whether somebody else came to work or not, you guys, man, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, you guys all know because you were involved in it, and I don't know. I think I can talk about it. I don't know. We talk about a little bit of everything. We try to be transparent.
Hold on, let me hit the blooper button.
Get ready to cut us out. But, we had a driver quit just recently that all our expectations are more stressful than driving all day.
Huh.
The things we want, like sweeping out at Coors, making sure your dogs are cammed over, making sure your tarp's all the way out, making sure you're doing your pre-trip, your post-trip, turning in your tickets, doing all that kind of stuff, all the stuff we're required. I just made, please don't drive on the yellow lines, don't, those kind of things. We've actually made it more stressful that way than driving all day. That the rules and our expectations, we're just asking you to do your job.
Yeah.
There's nothing, if you like you said, Jim, if you just do it and listen to some podcasts, what's the big deal?
Man, I've been getting caught up on some good stuff.
Right?
It's like a learning experience.
Yeah. It's
In reality, all we're doing is just verbalizing what we should be having going through our heads. The checklists we go through, pre-trips, post-trips, how we're driving, scanning your mirrors, making sure you're good on speeds. And we're just verbalizing it. That's all we're doing. Mm-hmm. And if you're not doing that on your own, then I don't know what you're doing with the CDL.
Yeah. It's like my big one is I probably have several big ones, but is dragging your trailer brakes when you leave. I mean, oh my God, is that just unbelievable? Put it in gear and mash the gas.
Yeah. Not letting the urge to move do it for you.
Yeah. And the thing is, I could see maybe I'd be guilty of a foot or 2 foot, like, fuck, my trailer tires aren't rolling, or even if I accelerate, right, JR, instead of letting the urge to move. But down the yard and out the driveway like we see so many times, what the hell? You've never looked if your trailer tires are rolling? How is that possible?
I'd be very surprised if we ever see that at Forest, like going down all the way down Forest Street there.
Somebody did it almost all the way up to the Fry Quarry one time. So.
Well, we just had them do it, JR.
Well, I remember the driver we had that came from Forest Street saying that he had issues.
Well, yeah,
and he flat spotted the tires all the way here.
Yeah, and it takes nothing for a trailer that's so light to flat spot those tires, man. It takes nothing. But we just had to do all the way past Fuel Island at yard 23, out of his spot down and there's still black marks in the brand new concrete. And it's just like, how can you be so keyed up not to look at your tires in the mirror? How can that be? Where'd you learn to do that?
Yeah, I'd like to go over the procedure when you're releasing your brakes. First, you should push the trailer brake in, the red button, let the air build all the way back up to 120 PSI, and then release the tractor brake. And that way your whole system is charged with air. It's not an instant thing. You don't just push in those 2 buttons and immediately have full air pressure to release those brakes. It's an 80-foot long rig. It takes a little while for that air to get back to the trailer and to compress those brakes and release those brakes and fill up the tanks, and all of that takes a lot of air. And especially on a cold morning when it's been sitting maybe over the weekend or something like that. Mm-hmm. So charge the trailer first, build the air pressure back up, then release the tractor brake, and then you should be fully charged and released.
Yeah, I wish I had the drivers. It's the one is a Red Rock trailer. I'm pretty sure it was Western Star. Me and Dave got there yesterday morning, Super Dave, and the driver said his trailer brakes wouldn't release, which was awesome. Everything he did is exactly like he should do. And he grabbed Brother Dave, or both of us, and I said, hey, I think my trailer brakes won't release. And Dave's like, well, that's a little weird. But we got in the spot. We loaded him with rubble from the night before and parked him in a brand new spot, Dave. So the back of the trailer sunk a little bit in the asphalt. And then
he felt the pull.
Yeah. So he needed to just go down to, and then I don't know if he spun in the asphalt, but just a new place. And Dave said, power divider, low gear, and just see if it'll move. And then it did move. The brakes weren't locked up. But he recognized it was like, hey, it just doesn't go.
Feel right.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. Doesn't just go. Fantastic. Great job.
Awesome.
Good for him.
I wish I could call him out personally. I would do that right now, and I can't. But yeah, that's what you're after. What the hell is weird here?
Yeah.
And you drag your trailer all the way out of this parking place, and you can't tell there's something weird? Like 4 tires don't roll? So, or I guess if you have a lift axle, 2 tires. But yeah.
Speaking of weird too, I mean, not closing your tailgates, not closing your tailgate valve, which also inflates your trailer airbags.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference when you're driving down the road. Are you hearing a lot of banging and clanking and it's a little bit more stiffer, or is it actually cushioning because you actually closed them? So that's something you need to be paying attention to. Don't be in a rush when you dump and just go.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing because when you get out of your system or your procedures, when you make mistakes. So yesterday I had to leave work for a little while, and on my way back, I was putting some stuff in the truck, and I put my backpack in my toolbox. And I was like, oh, I'll have to remember to take this on my toolbox. Like literally, like.
Yeah, you thought about it.
Yeah, I thought about it like 2 minutes before I pulled out of my driveway.
With the bag on your toolbox.
And then like I'm on highway 36, and like I thought I saw something in my rearview mirror, and it's my backpack.
Right? I mean,
so I'm like, I should probably pull over and then take the bag. Yeah, so don't do things to get yourself in trouble. Like, I don't know why I didn't just put it on I do it the same way every time. I open my door, I throw it on my passenger seat. Don't know why I didn't do it like that, but sure enough.
True, Jam. Stay in your routine.
Yeah. Last few days working over at 23, we're all trying to do little things, like, let's say tighten the pump handle, or, put the mailboxes on, or, make sure you got a leak. And if I think about something, Jam, like, oh, I need to go, we left the pliers over there, I just go do it. Because I'm on to something else, you know what I mean? And then I forgot about that. I'm like, oh, I thought about it. Just go do it.
Yeah.
You know what? Because I won't get back to it. It's crazy how that works.
Yeah, it should have been like, okay, that's not a good place for your backpack, instead of, oh, remember that's not a good place.
I like to play the game. Oh, I'll see it when I come out. Like set my coffee cup on the back rail of my pickup.
Oh yeah.
Like I have to walk past it. It's staring me in my face to get in my pickup. And I'm like, oh, I'll see it, and same thing, Jam. I start to back out and I'm like, what is that? And it's a coffee cup. But it's I love how our minds work, or how
they don't work.
How we do things.
Yep. I know we talked about it, but obviously Friday is July 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like, or I've heard it phrased as official downstairs. So we're officially off Friday. None of the plants are open. So, I mean, none of the pits are open. So the plants, whether they're open or not, we can't bring anything into them.
So Coors is the only thing, right?
Coors is the only thing, like always. Yeah, I understood it was official, Jim.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of questions last night at the fuel island, and I said, geez, we've gotten the emails from Brandon, we've gotten the emails from LG Everest, but it isn't official yet.
It's official.
It is now official, you guys.
Official.
Yeah.
3-day weekend.
Friday off.
Yep.
And happy 4th of July, right? Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
250 years, America.
Yeah, very
America.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is just a little tidbit that I thought about. So I was 11 years old. No, I was 13 years old.
On their 200s?
on the 200th.
Damn.
And I had chicken pox.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
All three of us, my sisters, myself, we all had chicken pox. And I thought, I didn't think anything of it, but I thought, how cool is this? We were watching the tall ships sail down the Long Island Sound. They were headed to New York City, right?
Oh, wow.
And here we are 50 years later. So I guess I was 15 years old because I'm 65 now. And I'm seeing another anniversary. So I was talking to my wife thinking, our grandkids are going to be able to see the 300th. Because they're little enough now to where they'll be like, 60 years old or whatever.
God willing, Super Dave.
Yeah, very, very interesting. So maybe you could tell your kids that, and hey, you kids, look forward to the 300th because it's a very special thing.
It is. I think you got 275 in you, Dave.
I don't think so, Jim, but thanks for the flowers.
I think you got 275 in you. But no, I mean, we're joking, but Jam, back to that. I mean, how special is that, the 250th anniversary of America? That is so cool. And that, but I was just in countries that are hundreds, 500, thousands years old. And, that's incredible too. And then you think of how young we are and what, hopefully an amazing country we truly are.
Yeah, we've accomplished a lot in a short
regardless of what you see on the media, this is a great country.
No matter.
Good point.
Exactly.
No doubt.
Yeah,
and
as much as we complain, it's the best country in the world.
And we need to bring back a little bit more patriotism, I think.
I agree, Jim.
Where we believe in our country. We believe in that pledge we say.
100%.
We believe in each other.
Yeah, everything is not politics. Everything is not all these protests. Like, you got to take a look around and look at your families, your friends, and how are they living, and how is it different from maybe if they immigrated here or not,
Yeah.
How much more different is it?
And I know these are trying times and everything with the division of parties and all that, but this, if you look back in history, this is by far not the first time that it's been like this. I mean, there's been incredible disenchantment with the government and in the different ways that the country is running and all of this stuff. But for 250 years, we've held it together. So it's up to us to continue that patriotism and that belief in our country. And
Yeah,
absolutely.
I often think, Dave, when you mention that so many things have changed, is that, back in World War II, you didn't get the news that the war was over for weeks, possibly.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And I know there was a submarine when we went to Pearl Harbor there. They cruised around for like 2 months or something like that. War was over. And they were hunting down ships.
Yeah.
Had no idea. They were running silent.
Yeah. How about that
crazy.
Japanese guy that was in the jungle for 30 years?
Yeah, But yeah, it's, with our technology and where we're at, we shouldn't have the fears and the things we have today. We should be smarter.
Be proud of where you're at. Fly that flag. I saw something the other day. This is going to be a little political, but not too bad. But there's a lot of people out there that don't want to fly the American flag because they don't want to be mistaken for a Republican.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So the flag isn't Republican or Democrat. It's American. Whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, or whatever new things they got out there now, it's America. Like, be proud of that flag. I mean, that's the country that you live in. Fly it proudly.
Absolutely.
I have a neighbor like that, Jim. When I think it actually goes back to Trump's first term, he took his American flag down and just since then has had just the Colorado flag out.
Yeah, that's you're still an American.
I mean, I've got my American flag, damn it. It's out every day.
Mine flies 21 feet high.
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, we're having a little bit of a lighting situation over at yard 23, but
what? With the 277?
Yeah, right. But that flag's been flying for 2 weeks now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we couldn't wait. Scooby and Ken, like, out of all the projects Dave had, Scooby and Ken were like, we're going to put the pole up. That was their thing. They wanted the pole up, wanted the flag flying,
nice.
and to have it up and flying for the 4th of July here.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
and
a
if
beautiful...
I'm not mistaken, they played Reveille when they put up the
Did
flag.
they? I didn't
Scooby
hear
was
that.
telling
I wouldn't
me.
doubt
On his
it.
phone?
Yep. Put it on his phone as they were raising it up.
Perfect. That is so
I could just see Scooby out there saluting.
He was different before he got married.
Lisa's got short hair now.
Hey, on the 250 years, the new shirt design.
Oh, yeah.
Man, shout out to Ann.
Ann is killing
that
the game.
shirt looks amazing.
So this is funny. You guys are going to get a kick out of this. My daughter dropped her dog off last night. We're watching the dog through the weekend, and her company has bought for the whole office staff and the full-time employees, I think there's only 10 of them, to go down to Florida for the 250th, right? And she said, oh, and we all have to wear the same shirts on the plane. And I'm like, oh, yeah, what do the shirts say? And she goes, oh, something stupid like 250th America, great. And I held my shirt up and she said, Dad, that's exactly what the shirts look like. So I was like, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had several drivers. Thank you, JR, for that, for the shout out for Ann. I should have had that written in there, but I had several different drivers come up and go, oh, thank me for the shirt. The design just kicks ass, or the shirt's cool. And the one guy I spoke with last night, I was like, it is not me. It is all Ann. I mean, we might flip the bill or what it comes up to for the t-shirt, but that's Ann's design. Dave came to her and said, hey, I just thought about this. We're running behind. Can we get this done? And Ann basically dropped everything. I mean, she kind of joked with me yesterday. We give her all these different projects to come up with, especially trying to take care of me and Dave or me in the office. And her husband, Rob, told her, she goes, or he told her, he goes, what chainsaw you juggling this week, and we threw the old chainsaw at her that was, hey, can you design a t-shirt and get it made in the next, what month it was.
Yeah.
And you guys obviously see the shirt. It's really cool. So thank you, Ann.
It is,
for that. And
she is a great graphic designer.
She really is very creative. And I have one request, Ann. Could we get some more of the High Road Holland shirts? I really like those.
Yeah.
We've moved on to this new one.
And make a hat of it. I think the High Road Holland hat would be nice.
Yeah.
That would
was
look cool.
Just a beautiful design there.
Yeah.
She's been knocking it out.
The new building, are we having a merch area, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a cabinet right in the front.
Yeah. So we'll have a merch area. So that'll be great.
Like merch for sale, or?
I mean, we can make it for sale. I mean, I know some of the guys have come up to Joanne and they buy extra shirts, buy a whole set of shirts, but it'll be on display. They haven't finished the cabinets. They have the base down and stuff.
Gotcha.
Okay. JR. But we'll have that t-shirt hung up there, Super Dave.
Awesome.
That's something we always try to get better all the time. So maybe
we need to have a trophy case like Shanahan's.
Yeah.
And have some JFW trophies like the Super Bowl.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. We're running a little long here. So let's keep it moving. Safety topic of the week. We've talked about this before, but driving tired, man, if you were tired for whatever reason, I know we harp on attendance and getting out of the yard on time and all these things, but it doesn't trump being tired. If you're tired, pull over.
Yeah.
You can't drive a truck and be asleep. So
no, but I'm all for that. There won't be, I'd rather have you show up here on time and struggle. And then if you need a little nap, just say something, man.
Yep.
I mean,
we'll never be mad that you pulled over to shut your eyes for a little while.
Yeah. Power nap really makes a difference.
Yeah. It's 30 minutes out. I mean, if it's even if it's an hour, I mean, it make all the difference in the world, make you feel safe and everything like that. Again, that's just something, we support you. It's a long day. Everybody has hard lives sometimes, and you just need a few more minutes of sleep. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Good point.
All right. Anybody want to read the tips and tricks, or I'll do it?
I can do it, Jam, if you want to. I'm good, or whatever. Tips and tricks from Armando the Sergeant Duvall. Number 58. The number is me. Well, this ought to be good. I didn't read it pre.
Yeah, when I read that, I'm like, you mean 73?
The number is me. Good morning, JFW family, and welcome back to another week of tips and tricks. Please remember the purpose of these tips and tricks are just ways for us to be helpful, better, and safer drivers on the road. Let's be JFW professionals. I am just a number. The one sentence that a lot of drivers say when they're driving for a company. You know, it's funny, Sarge. I just heard that yesterday from a driver from another place he worked. So, yep, just a number. So this is just going to be my opinion, and I hope some of you that are listening to this will feel the same way. Every company that I worked for, except for U.S. Foods, had me assigned to a truck. I enjoy having a truck assignment assigned to me because after a while, I love to learn everything about it. How it operates, how it moves, the equipment it comes with, and the features that come with it. As I'm turning the page, this never bothered me as much as it did to other drivers. When other drivers would come up and say, I don't want to work for a company to where I am just a number. I'd hate to say it, but you joined the wrong industry. I can understand why drivers don't like to be called just a number, but why not? Be proud that you're assigned to your truck. Be proud that we're with a company who lets us add almost whatever we want inside. You can put family photos, stickers on your windows as long as it doesn't block your mirror or vision. You can put seat covers, flags, and much more. However, for new drivers, if you weren't told already, no tinted windows. Good point, thanks. 0073 0073 is my truck number. The truck is my home, my office, my partner, my moneymaker, and much more. If 0073 needs any repairs, I will write it up so that it's ready tomorrow morning. If my truck needs any fluids or fuel, I'll add some so that I don't have any problems the next day. If you see that there's trash that needs to be thrown away, please throw it away at the end of the day. Let's pick up after ourselves. Of course, back then, I didn't maintain my truck cleanliness very well. Now, it wasn't a pig mess, but I could have cleaned it once in a while from time to time. Isn't that amazing what we learn?
Yeah.
You know, as we grow and become different people.
You mature.
Right, absolutely. Every single JFW truck deserves to be cleaned out at the end of the day. I believe that how you treat your truck and equipment defines you as a person and a driver. When the time comes, you'll be assigned a new truck and possibly a new number. Again, be proud, start over, and learn all the features and how the truck moves while you're driving. That's your assigned truck. That's your number. Whenever I see 0019, I think of Tony, even though Richard drives it now. When I see 00100, I see Richard, even though Tony drives it now. Even though it's the same inside and out, I'm sure they both miss their old trucks. I'm sure it's not the model they miss because they're both still driving Peterbilts, but the number that they once were. But even though they switched, they both took on their new number and accepted their new name. To them, I'm sure they still feel to be 0019 or 00100 once again. So the next time someone's asking me, are you just a number? My answer is yes. My truck number may say 0073, but I represent that number inside and out. Let your number be your new name. Let's take care of our trucks and our equipment. Please let me know on Connect Team what you think about this week's tips and tricks. And thank you all again for listening and for the positive feedbacks. Let's start doing things the JFW way. Until next week, Armando, the Sergeant Duvall, 0025, 0016, 0088, and 0073 right now.
Every truck he's driven.
Right?
Yep.
Together we can be better. Man, Armando, I just read that. I think that's a great one.
Yeah.
That might be the best.
I sent him a text this morning when I read it and said, man, I love this one.
Yeah, it's good. It's to the heart, isn't it?
I feel like I'm still 009.
Yeah,
So-
Dave. Yeah, super. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
007.
005 would be mine.
Yep,
0030 or 00 dirty.
Right?
It's
That's
funny.
a good one. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Absolutely.
I still,
Be proud to be a number.
so the guys that I have in my phone from like back in the day,
Mhm.
2004, like Chris Beam, he's just on my phone as Chris 41 because that was the truck that he drove back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's so, yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
When I first read that, the first thing you think of is, somebody that's not appreciated where they work or whatever. That's what I felt like it was going towards before even reading it. Like, oh, you're just a number, you're just an employee, and you're not. Like even though you have a truck number associated to yourself, we still know who you are. We know you by name, and we strive to know you by name.
Absolutely. You know, one thing that we've always done here, Jim, you and Dave, like, is what I'm talking about here, but you always say your truck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you're talking about a driver, did you check your tires? Did you check your truck? And that's true. I mean, we drive them every day, 12 hours a day. That's our truck, and let's take care of those things. They're our moneymakers and our pride and joy.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just talked last week about the 31 trucks coming in. You know, that as much as they are a newer truck, hopefully has less breakdowns. There's some benefits and things like that. But those are really for the driver. So he has or she has less breakdowns. It's newer equipment. The seats are good. The steering wheel is great. You know, the transmissions work better. It's clean inside. It's all the things. That's for the driver. That's for that. You know, if you're the guy that drives 0055 or whatever it might be, that's your new truck, and it was bought for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the
treat it right, have it clean. You know,
yeah.
I mean, I know you're not supposed to judge a book by the cover, but I get in somebody's truck and it's dirty as hell. I'm judging.
Hey man,
I hate that.
Me too.
JR, I ran across TikTok and this guy, and I didn't go back and see what he was talking about, and maybe it was how he had drivers working for him. But he said, I go out and I look at somebody's car, and the way their car looks is the way their life is.
No.
And he said, it's just, that's how I judge people.
Yep.
Cause he said, if your car's a mess, your life is a mess.
Yep.
And you're just like, I went out and looked at my pickup. Okay. I'm doing okay right now.
Yeah,
I got a little dust all over, but I'm doing okay.
And how deep do you squat?
Right. That's the other thing. Right. Right. Yeah. That was great. Yeah.
Soup, you want to hit us with that high road hauling?
I don't squat, Jim.
There's a lot of things you don't do.
That's right. There's a lot of things I do. I take care of business. This high road hauling really is about taking care of business, actually. And it actually is going to follow up on a few things that we touched on in the podcast earlier. The title of it is Lead by Example. You've heard me use the term everyday leader, and to be that, you need to lead by example. You have to set the tone for others around you. You always have to strive to give your best, communicate well, encourage your teammates, and perform well in hopes that others around you will follow your example. Managers do things right. Leaders do the right things. This obviously refers to the workplace, but applies to everything you do. Set the example you want to see from your associates, including friends, family, or coworkers. Another often used but true statement is practice what you preach. Make sure your actions align with your words. Don't tell others to do something you are not willing to do yourself. No one likes a do as I say, not as I do scenario. Here are some things you can do to promote good leadership qualities within yourself. Develop an ownership mentality. This refers to having a sense of responsibility about an outcome and wanting to carry out the steps to make it happen. Also, make the first effort. When others see that you went out of your way to take the first step, very often they will step up too and make a difficult situation improve. Acknowledge your missteps openly. This allows other people you're working with to suggest their ideas, and perhaps one of them will be the magic necessary to overcome an obstacle. And give others a chance to grow. Everyone's insight has value. Leading by example can also mean to let others take the reins in a situation. They will grow and learn from the opportunity, and that strengthens the team. Keep focus on the team and not yourself. When a group works together on a task, always speak in terms of we, not I. After all, it is a team effort, isn't it? All these ideas create respect between leaders and the rest of the team. With respect comes trust, and when people trust each other, they are more likely to follow each other and their leaders. When the leaders set the example by working hard, the team tends to work hard as well. This turns a hard task into an easy one. When you lead by example, it sets standards for others to follow. It boosts morale and positive attitudes. It's contagious and inspires others to match your energy. You can't hold others to standards you refuse to meet. People learn by watching others, and if you do the right things consistently, you can be somebody that people look up to and want to emulate. And the quote this week, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Do you know who that was spoken by?
George Washington.
Some football coach.
No, but we've actually read his books here with Mick and that. John C. Maxwell. And he is
Energy Bus? Is that the?
He didn't do the Energy Bus. That was another guy, but he did that. I got the book on my desk, Jim.
Well, damn it, Dave, you're right. I'm wrong. Okay. I'm accepting I'm wrong.
Yeah, the Energy Bus was John Gordon.
Isn't he a purpose-driven life?
No, I don't think so. No. But he's got a dozen books or more. And I think he has passed away now, but he's a very inspirational dude. And man, talk about he's the guy that said, teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah. So, nice. Yeah, very good author. And if you're interested in reading some of his books, they'll definitely teach you a thing or two. That's for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Final thoughts, everybody?
Well, tag along on kind of like what Armando was talking about. I didn't have one this morning, but just kind of looking at that this morning, I wanted to write this. So, we don't look at anybody here as a number, like you're just another employee or a driver or whatever it is, right? I mean, yeah, there's a truck number associated to it. Be proud of that. Take care of the truck, all that. But here are the real numbers that we really do look at, right? We want to see 0 accidents, right? We want to see thousands of safe miles that you put behind every single week in the truck. We want to see perfect compliance and elite safety habits. We want to see everyone earn a maximum safety bonus here. And those aren't just numbers that we just write down on a piece of paper or spreadsheet, right? But they're a record of you doing things right, protecting yourself and setting the standard that everyone else has to measure up to. You're not just a number, just another person here, but you are a backbone of JFW. You're the heartbeat of the fleet. And most importantly, you are the exact number of people that your family is counting on to walk through the front door at the end of your shift. So we all see the work that everybody puts in here. We know the long days, the long hours. We've been there. We see it. And just wanted to let everybody know we appreciate every single one of you delivering excellence every day and striving for it. So that was my final thought.
Love it.
Yeah, great job. Great job, Vera. Yeah, I'll keep it. I mean, I guess a little short here, but Super Dave, the teamwork makes the dream work. He brought that up, and man, how true is that if we're just not working together? And I love the way you started out, JR. The teamwork and the dream is to be safe.
Yeah,
that's what we have to do. We have to be able to go back to our families. We have to let other people go back to their families, and then part of that dream is to be accountable. We should be just like we're about to say it here, be accountable for your words and our actions, because man, do they speak loud. They hit all of us, your words and our actions. We just talked quite a bit about showing up every day, or showing up when you're supposed to be here. That's being accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Things said on the company radio or in a text, there's your words. Be accountable for the words you've said and what you're doing. So let's stick together to team. We'll keep continuing to do the podcast here, but we got a couple busy weeks coming up. The deadline's here to get moved over. Lots of changes. So don't assume something, and please don't count on what another driver said.
Go to the source.
Go to the source. Don't say, hey, I can't give you a good example, but please don't do that, in case they have it wrong, and then, you might come to one of the leaders and we have it wrong, but we know enough to check and verify and figure it out and go, that just doesn't sound right. Let's get it right. So everybody, please have some patience as always and be safe.
Yep. Yeah, I would just say I don't have anything real profound to say, but set a standard for yourself that you want to hold other people to, and you'll be in a pretty good spot. So
Basically, lead by example, right?
I was going to write a High Road Hauling about that. Yeah, exactly. Super Dave.
Yep.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Channel 23 podcast. Hit that follow button. Let's say the creed and get on out.
Together we face and overcome all that stands before us. Together we are accident free. Together we joyfully create honest value for those we serve. Together we celebrate our differences and respect those with whom we work. Together we are accountable for our words and our actions. Together we are the JFW family.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Be safe out there.
Be safe.
And a happy 4th of July. And we'll catch you next week.
America.
Be safe out there, everybody.
I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. Well, it's a family tradition, any Rocky Mountain day. Our fathers before us showed us the way. We work for asphalt cowboys and concrete kings, but that's never been a problem, cause we got diesel in our veins. We've got diesel in our veins. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. There's a couple million tons to move. I see them everywhere. So you best get out their way and watch that sand and gravel disappear. There's another run to make. We gotta get it there on time. And we got what it takes to lay it all out on the line. We'll lay it all out on the line. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks got the best drivers in town. They got all the tools they need to keep that hammer down. When they hit them scales, they won't need to dodge them, won't need to duck them. They just keep that hammer down, and they keep that diesel trucking. Keep that hammer down, and keep that diesel trucking. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. They just keep them doors closed, keep them butts in their seats, cause those customers are calling, and those red trucks can't be beat. They've gotta put the hammer down and pick up another load. Get it off the ground, keep them eyes open and on the road. Keep them eyes open on the road. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. Breaker 23, anybody got a copy on that Channel 23 podcast? Welcome, and thanks for listening.